G'day Dirty Mutters, I'm here in our QA bay that I've commandeered for the day. Actually, I'm going to take it for the whole week. It's the last week of school holidays, isn't it, kids?
Yeah.
And we've got Roxy, a beautiful little red dog that loves going on the back of the cruiser. We've got the HJ47 here, I've got my tools on the back, I'm using it as a workbench. But we're here working on the big GU. So the Y61 Patrol coiled ute that I bought off Jesse Gleason. This thing's twin locked, it's got some awesome bits and pieces in it, but we're going to DMW-wise it. So I'm going to go through, change brake pads, rotors, do all sorts of things, make sure this thing is absolutely ready to go at any stage, ready to drive to Tasmania, Northern Territory, anywhere. First of all, I'm going to rip this tray off, I'm going to pull the front bull bar off as well, and we're going to start having a look at things like that before we start making a big list of things that I need to repair. Thanks, Jesse. But anyway, no, it's a second-hand car. Everything aside, this is a pretty cool rig, TD42. It's got a big intercooler front mount on it. It's got a big 12mm pump. All that sort of stuff makes heaps and heaps of power. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be Reuben proof. So this is going to be pretty cool episodes. Watching me do work on this car, and the kids are here to help me. Hey, and we've got the support of Roxy Dog. See you in a bit. Actually, that's a bit ambitious. I better drop that down a couple of notches. Short as me. Actually, they're shorter than me, so they got trouble. They're not going to be able to reach anything either. Righto, you little troublemakers. Righto, we've got to pull this bull bar off. There's some weird stuff going on up here. There's a hose. Looks like that's a weird water tank, so all that's got to come out. So guys, I want you to go get me a 19mm socket and spanner, and we'll start with ripping that bull bar off, and maybe some vice grips too, because there's some rusted bolts on this little bash guard here that's got to come off. They're onto some plates on the chassis. So if we can't get them off, who's grinding?
Me.
Okay, so both of them can have a grinder each. That's going to be really scary. Righto, one day when they ever get here with the tools would be great. Oh, what have we got? Did you get the right sizes? 91.
Huh? What?
And 91.
What?
19. Righto. What do we got? Who's going to hold? Yellow cup. Righto. He's feeling strong.
Me.
I don't think that's... Oh, that is connected, actually. Righto, grab the bar, both of you on the outside. Let's give it a wiggle. And get out of the middle. Yeah, that's going to be heavy, so don't get your feet under it. Righto. Righto. Off we go. And we get... Righto. Told you once. Told you twice. Subscribe. I'm just going back up. I'm going to unbolt the tray, and we're going to rip the tray off now, and then we can have a really good look over it and put it back up on the hoist, and we'll have a look on the chassis there, make sure there's nothing cracked or rusted or anything else like that. I reckon this thing is going to be an absolute weapon, more than it is now. Time to get the forklift and rip this thing off. No! No!
What?
Zippy tie!
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Singer?
Singer? Well, that's good because you wouldn't make a very good surgeon.
Alright, I'm just going to take this down so we can go get the forklift and get some slings.
go. Just gotta make sure this doesn't get caught.
Big fingers out of the way.
Yeah.
This is the 4th time I'm giving away something epic. You've got a choice between Big Gloria and Moto Moto, or I could just give you 150 grand cash. Go to the DMW website, go to the store and get yourself a gift voucher, and I could be giving it all to you. So what do you reckon, kids? We've got the old tray off, and this ute here is set up for 3 big batteries to go in. So I reckon we'll get an extra couple of batteries and we'll run them in 24 volt. I think Enerdrive do one. If Red Arc do one, I'll certainly buy that, but I'm pretty sure that Enerdrive do the 12 volt and 24 volt charging. Yeah. So we'll mount that. So we'll have the 24 volt battery set up here, because we're going to run the front and rear winches on 24 volts so they wind really, really fast. Okay, and then we'll have this one as the crank battery. So they're already the crank cables, so that's already good. Okay, for everything else, and then we'll have those sorted out. There'll be some big fat cables coming off it exactly like that to the winches. I think we need to get some wheels on this thing and get it outside and give it a good gurney off. You are a really good cleaning fella. You gurney your motorbikes all the time, don't you, Hannah, as well as Reuben? But I reckon you can have this job, get all this absolutely tickety-boo just like you do with your 85, mate. And yeah, you've got the bull bar outside, so what do you reckon? Get some wheels?
Yep.
Off your wheels?
Yeah.
Let's go get some wheels. Well, we've got the wheels back from the tyre shop. Kids, we've got the bonnet up. It's still very, very messy from when we had it stuck down near home there, hey, when we were four-wheel driving. Just a bit of a chat about this. Look at this, it's got the big aftermarket Fleetguard air cleaner, so she is not going to get full of dust. So pretty safe there. That's an awesome upgrade. It's got the big front mount intercooler. The only thing about these TD42s, they get hot. So I'm gonna ring our mates down at PWR Radiators, kids, and I reckon we'll get a big smick radiator for this thing. So it's not called a kettle anymore, as the TD42s are always referred to, because they get a bit hot. But yes, it's already got a good size compressor in here. It's got the big air tank. Okay, it's painted sandy torque, folks, and I'm not real keen on the colour. I don't think any Nissan should be painted sandy torque, because I think that's a complete insult to the Toyota owners out there. So I reckon I'm going to give this thing a bit of a colour change. Probably won't paint the underside of the bonnet and won't paint inside the engine bay, but we are going to do a pretty cool wrap on this car, so it'll completely change the colour. Have a crack at how big the surface area is for this modification, this big Fleetguard air cleaner setup. That is really, really cool. I'm so glad that this Patrol has had that modification. I think I should do it to everything. Maybe I should do it to my Y62. What do you reckon, folks? Do that to my Y62? When you are looking at buying a second-hand car and you're inspecting it, look at the simple things, like air cleaners. Look at the brake pads, look at the tyres, you know, have a look underneath, have a look at the bushes, have a look at all that sort of stuff. Yes, it's a bit of a messy job, but if you can get it on a hoist, I highly recommend you do that. That's why they have RACQ inspections and all that sort of jazz. Or you take it to your trusted mechanic and get them to do a big full inspection on it, because then that's going to give you a true indication of how the vehicle is going to be when you purchase it. Anyway, I think I'm going to put this air cleaner back in. But what I do want to say is that these Fleetguard air cleaner setups. Centrifugal type makes the air spin, and it's got a particle separator in it, and it actually cleans the air and makes all the big bits fall away before it gets stuck in the big air cleaner. I'm going to tidy up a few things as I go. See this bracket that's here? I'm going to see if I can shift this or trim this bulb or do something, because that's an aircon line. I'm going to want aircon, so it's going to rub through, as you can see on that bolt. So the big turbo sucking in from the snorkel here, through the big air cleaner, down into the turbo, and pushing all this out through here, kids, into the big front mount intercooler. It's got big fans mounted on it, and then it comes out over there and goes in to the intake on the engine over here. This is a very elaborate system, and as I said earlier, this has got a really big diesel pump. It's been tuned. It actually goes like a bat out of hell. It really does. As you know, you kids have been driving this thing around home before we decided to pull it up here. How do you like driving it, Hannah?
I love it. It's so easy.
Yeah. What about you, Aiden?
It goes really good and it does good skids.
Hannah, have you done skids in it yet?
No.
She's just been driving it normally, so Hannah's getting a learner soon. So you're looking forward to it. She's been into me about this being her first car. That's another thing you guys can comment on as well in this video. Do you think the GU should be Hannah's first car?
Say yes. Say no.
Well, I hope you liked that video. Make sure you hit subscribe or you're going to get bogged.